Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. You know, it's kind of an interesting time of year. You could wake up one morning and it's humid, it's hot, it's balmy, and you're attracted to certain types of James Bond clothing because of that. And then suddenly, the same week, you wake up and it's cool. It's maybe like today where it's 50 degrees in August. Fahrenheit, that is, for the rest of the world. My apologies. Meh. And suddenly you realize that you're in a weather transition with your James Bond clothing. So what do? Well, that's what this video is about. We're going to be talking about some of the techniques when thinking about the transition from summer to fall or autumn with James Bond clothing. Little helpful hints. What do you do? How do you even get into the philosophy and mindset of it? We're going to take you all through this, and I think you're going to like this. It's a little bit of a how-to, and I'm going to take you through my techniques. Maybe you'll find it helpful. Now, important to note, because I know what you're doing. You're like, David, what is that you're wearing? What do you got on your wrist? I know, we're going to break it all down. Please excuse the microphone because it's breaking up the beautiful knit polo that I have from Sunspel. For this video, I worked very closely with Sunspel to curate items that I felt are a natural transition from summer to fall. It's not quite fall and it's not quite summer, although either one can be used, and that's the magic of these types of James Bond transitions. So important to note, you know Sunspel because, well, chances are if you're watching this channel, you own the Sunspel Riviera that you saw in Casino Royale. It lit the world on fire. We just had a gather-all where, I don't know, 90% of you were wearing a Riviera polo. So you know Sunspel. This is something I'm wearing right now. It's got a banded bottom. It's got banded sleeves. It is, it almost looks black. I know it looks almost black here, but it is a midnight blue. It's even a little bit darker than navy. It's a midnight blue. It is a knit polo. So it's not the Riviera from Sunspel. It's a knit polo, kind of a 1950s inspiration. You can see the fit. And by the way, we always do this. I am right now a 41-42 chest. I am a 31, 32-inch waist right now, and I'm actually wearing a size small because this is what's called a regular fit, and I like it to be a little bit more fitted. Regular fit is a little bit loose, and that's fine. We're going to get into that in a second, but I like it a little bit more slim, so I want to size down. Chances are if you're that size, you would want a medium, but I wanted a size small. It breaks in nicely. Let's see how it looks from the side. Pretty flattering, and you can see how it fits. Let me get a little bit closer in the shoulders right here. Okay, you can see sort of the knitting that's going on. This is a long Egyptian yarn that is spun and made in Italy. So that's why this has that kind of Italian look. It's got a couple of buttons right here. I've got one button. That's how I like it in the polo. I don't like them all unbuttoned. I like one button, and you can see it hits above mid bicep, which is very Italian. If you've been working out, doing the hashtag Bond Fitness Challenge, it nicely shows off the bicep. And it also is very flattering because of this band here to show off the waist. Even if you have a little bit of extra summer pounds going into the fall, or you've had a little bit of hot dogs and hamburgers at the barbecue, the banded waist on this is more flattering than just sort of hanging down and let your belly do the walking. You don't want to do that, all right? So this is a very flattering top. I absolutely love it. Nice choice, Sunspel, and I thought it was great for this conversation because we've got to talk about some of the aspects of this. Now, this is a knit polo, all right? It is cotton knit, but it's a little bit heavier than, say, the Oliver Brown linen polos that I've been living in all summer. Linen, to me, when you have a 50-degree morning or even in low 60s, tends to get a little cool. It's a little wispy, even just philosophically. You know, linen, to me, linen just smacks of summer, maybe even spring into summer from that transition. But when you wear a midnight blue, the dark, dark color, and then you've got this knit, any kind of knitting that you've seen, especially a Sunspel lattice knit that they do in the Riviera Polo, it has a little bit of a fall taste to it. You know, it's got that chunkier look. That's probably the best way to say it. Linen, thin, whereas this type of knitted polo, a little bit chunkier. So on a day that wakes up and it's 50s and into the 60s and suddenly your day turns into a 75 or even 80-degree day, this is still appropriate. It still keeps you cool. It still keeps you calculated, and yet it still feels very normal in the transition. Oh, and by the way, it's very Bond. I mean, if you were casting Bond right now, Aaron Taylor Johnson or Henry Cavill, no, not so much. I do, I guess. You could definitely see them in here. Very Bond colors, very Bond cut. And by the way, I know you're like, what's the pants, David? The trousers. Those are Uniqlo. They're actually called, let me come back. They're actually called ankle pants because they stop around the ankle, although on me, because of my statuesque height, that's called sarcasm. They're not ankle pants. They hit just right at the shoe. Oh, the shoe. Here's another thing that's part of a summer to fall transition is the type of shoe. Now, I've been wearing espadrilles, sorry, not sorry. I've been wearing sandals and thin kind of leather loafers sometimes if I dress up in an outfit like this. From Sunspel, as you can see, they curated me a pair of these suede loafers. Now, these are perfect because they still look and feel like a sneaker. It's got an incredible support and balance. I've been wearing these for a couple of days. These are fantastic because suede itself, the very denotation of suede, makes you feel like it's fall. Suede is that, suede jackets and suede shoes and suede boots have that sort of fall/winter feel. But it still is in a loafer form. So it's got that wonderful kind of heft and look of a summer to fall transition because it's got a lightness to it. This is an incredibly light shoe. I've been wearing these. They feel like slippers, and I've been wearing them without socks. Yeah, I've been wearing them without socks. So it has that sort of transitionary feel. Now, important to note, as we talk about these things, this isn't the only type of colors that I would go for. I mean, again, there are certain, in my mind, when it comes to Bond, certain colors and color schemes and patterns that I would put together moving into fall. And again, it's that philosophy as well as what it looks like and feels like. There are certain colors, certain connections to fall. So yes, I've got the midnight blue with the beige, and I've got the brown loafers, and I've paired it with a very simple watch. Black face watch, not so much the blues. Browns would be appropriate, but this is the Quantum of Solace. It's black face. It goes nicely in the summer, but bang! Is it the perfect fall or winter watch? You're kind of one night. You're a little one note, David, right now, but that's okay. So let's take a look at another outfit from Sunspel, and you'll see what I do with some of the color schemes. And just like that. Okay, so one of the things you should realize right away is I'm still wearing the brown suede loafers. I've got a pair of navy blue trousers from Uniqlo, same ankle length version. And these things don't wrinkle. So the nice thing about these pants is I can throw them in my luggage. I can come off of an airplane, go over to a changing room, and then suddenly no wrinkles and go right to my business meetings. But you're all looking at the top. So this is a light colored polo, also from Sunspel. We're going to get a little bit closer so we can see the details because this has some striations in it. It's a 1950s design from Sunspel, long Egyptian cotton, made in Portugal this time, but you can see it's got a lot of things going on. And there's a reason why I chose it for this video. When I think about summer clothing, especially, like I said, linen and some of the other pieces of clothing that you would typically wear and some of the fabrics, I don't normally think about this color. And I'll tell you why. I usually think about bright colors, the bright blues, even the purples and pinks and things like that. You've seen me wear a lot of that stuff. This to me has more of a fall transition look. I mean, the colors themselves, that sort of beige, when it goes with your skin, and typically speaking, most humans out there coming out of summer would have a little bit of color on their face. David, he does not tan. He burns, so I stay out of the sun as much as possible. And because of that, I don't have a lot of color in my face. I'm pretty pale, okay? And yet, this beige top, as opposed to pairing it with something that is a white polo, which I would definitely wear during the summer, fits a little bit better. It has more of a fall look to it. And then you tie it with these midnight navy Uniqlo, these suede loafers, and then suddenly you've got this very fall look that this is the end of August. This is the beginning of September when I'm posting this. And suddenly you're going from summer to fall, whether it's weather or look or color. And by the way, I'm going to keep adding this. It's still a Bond brand. It still has that very Sunspel essence. Now down here, one of the reasons I chose this is that it's got this wonderful banded bottom, very complimentary. I could be at the buffet eating, and this is just nice and loose. And it's looser than the other knit polo you just saw. This is a size small. So I mean, if you're looking to get one of these, keep this in mind. If you're my size, do not get a medium in this. Get a size small because it's got plenty of room. It's not shrink wrapped against you. It still complements the bicep. Not quite as high as the navy one, but that's the other thing too. In the fall, and certainly in the winter, I tend to wear clothing a little bit looser. I don't wear it so tight. It's not like I'm beach body perfect, all right? So I want a little bit of forgiveness, but I also want a little bit of draping, all right? You could see the way that this is sort of just draping effortlessly. It's very comfortable. This long Egyptian yarn is still very comfortable, but again, 50 some odd degrees right now, it's a little chunkier. Yeah, maybe it's the lines, maybe it's the long staple Egyptian yarn. It's a little chunkier, and so it gives me a little bit more protection from the coolness of this transitionary state we're in. Now, if that wasn't enough, let's say it was really cool and I needed to stave off that cold weather. Well, be like Bond and put on a jacket. I don't know if you noticed. Bond loves jackets. So why don't we do one? Now, this is one that they did a collab with Mr. Porter. I think you know Mr. Porter. This is, look at this. This is a lattice, just like the Riviera Polo, but big and chunky. A lattice jacket in the color oat. It is a zip up, and watch what happens here. Now, again, it's a size small, so I'm always going to say the sizes just so you can understand how these fit. But I like the fact that I'm still dealing with fall colors, beiges, but because it's lattice and it's a little bit more forgiving as far as the weather going through it, you can see right now that it forgives. I mean, look at that lattice weave. You've got the nice color. It's like a Harrington, right? But this fits very nicely. It's not all billowy. It's also not very tight. It's got that perfect summer to fall transitionary state. And it's very comfortable too. Again, keeps the cold off of the arms. If that wasn't enough, I just told you how pale David's skin is. It's my culture. Yeah, got to stay out of the sun. But because of that, we've got a paper hat here. And this paper hat is from Sunspel. You could see that it's pretty well not formed. This is a size large. It's probably one size too big for me, but if you needed to keep the sun off of your head, you do have alternatives. For example, this one, where it's a Japanese maker working with Sunspel to create this very comfortable, crushable paper hat. The large may be a little bit too large, but it fits me well. I would want to shape this. I have not shaped this. I would shape the back a little bit. I would have this brim coming down. Right now, it hasn't really been formed. I did start to do the peak crown, but folks, take a look at this. We've got all of these fall colors coming together. We've got the beige, we've got the oat, we've got the light straw color here on the hat, and that's why the Sunspel outfit tends to go very well coming out of summer and going into the fall or autumn. Don't need the hat? Take it away. Little too warm for the jacket? Put down the jacket. But in the meantime, let's do something interesting. Yes, I want to take these out in the wild and test dry them, and you're coming with me. You'll see. You'll see. It's going to be fun. But in the meantime, I'm not the only one that does these type of discussions about how do we use certain techniques to move successfully in the Bond world of clothing from summer to fall and autumn. I'm going to have to invite a friend of mine who's got some really great experience in doing this. We've got Luke Taggart from Bond's Apartment. Let's get to it. Welcome back. I am joined by my good friend Luke Taggart.
Hello.
From the Bond's Apartment. Luke,
pal.
How's it going,
David? Man? What's up, man?
I'm excited because as we're filming this, it is the night before Gather All Four.
'Twas the night before Gather.
And all through the house, not a creature was stirring, except
Not
for
even
Luke,
me.
except for this louse.
Except for me.
See how that rhymes? Listen, we've got to do something important. We have Gather All coming up, but we've got to wash our brains out a little bit because I need you for a conversation. This is an important one. It is actually to help all the Bond lifestylers out there. Now, I've long enjoyed Luke's approach to Bond style because
You as well.
Well, all right. Don't be a sycophant. So essentially, you have
As I'm having packages delivered to
taken
your door.
your own type of aspect and you've applied it to the Bond brand, but you do it your own way. You don't necessarily get the same color or the same fit or the same look. Where does that come from?
So I have two main philosophies. Is number one, I try not to buy anything that I won't wear.
Good.
You know, I don't just buy it because he wore it.
Right.
And number two, if I'm going to spend the money, which generally it's a lot,
Yeah.
I make sure that it's the color I want. You know, in my everyday life, I say I'm wearing something like the Connolly jacket. 99% of the people will have no idea what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So why buy it in blue if I like the gray better? It's not a cosplay for me, and it's not like a talking piece. It's just something I want to wear. So I tend to gravitate towards the color and then the item I want.
Yeah. So, I mean, if anything, you use Bond to motivate a particular way, but then it's your influence and your connection and what you like. That makes sense. So here's the deal. This is what this video is really about. It's about our techniques, our philosophy, and our approach, but with something very specific, and that is the transition from summer to fall. And
my favorite.
We're doing something very purposely. First of all, I'm wearing an All-A-Bar brown, very lightweight. You can see how lightweight it's like moving. Why am I pulling my nipples? It's linen. It's very lightweight. It's perfect for the summer.
Sebastian, I believe.
It's yeah.
Yes.
And it's 80 degrees right now with a little bit of humidity. It's warm outside. We're still in the throes of summer, but before you know it, coming out of August, we're going to be in September, and fall will be, and maybe we'll wear something like this. What are you wearing?
So I've got a Penfold t-shirt under here, which is perfect for a day like today, but this is actually an NPO kind of full zip. It's kind of a bomber, but maybe not your typical bomber because it is, a cashmere. It's lighter, but it's definitely a fall item.
By the way, we've got to do this, and it is going to be pretty germane to the conversation. We've got to do a wrist check. So I am actually wearing, I hate that roll thing. Why do I do that? I'm wearing my Tomorrow Never Dies. It is the blue-faced one, of course, because again, it says summery to me, kind of that blue look to it. What are you wearing?
I'm actually wearing similar. I'm wearing the Goldeneye with a blue Omega NATO with a gray kind of piping on the sides.
I love
Very
it.
similar.
I love it. All right, so let's get down to it, because one of the things that I wanted to talk about is in the transition of moving from summer to fall. One of the things that I start to do is, and we've got to start about tactics, is I start to think about the transition state, meaning what you're doing right now. Do I get ready for the weather and the environment by wearing layers? So on a day like today, it may start off 60 degrees Fahrenheit. I may put a top over there only to take it off if it goes up to like 75 or 80. So I go from wearing single layer like this to multiple layers because I've got to build and then take away. Do you do kind of the same thing?
I absolutely do. I'm doing it right now. Yeah, I mean, this morning I left the house here to go take care of something, and it was cooler. I think it was low 70s, but still beautiful. But I had a hoodie on, Penfold hoodie. But then when I got back, I was like, this is way too hot. So of course, yes, this will be what I'll probably wear throughout the day. But yeah, if we go outside again for any reason, this will just come off. And, you know, if you're driving in the car, you just throw it in the back seat. It's definitely, layering is huge. Honestly, aside from like the heat of the summer, all year round, I try to layer.
Do you really?
Yeah.
All right, even in the spring?
Yeah.
So I think there's something psychological about layering, because once I start layering, I almost say to myself, it's fall. Whether it's fall officially on the calendar, it feels like fall, because think about Bond. You know, when James Bond has worn jackets and layers and sweaters and tops with things underneath it, he's been in either fall or winter-like situations, or maybe even London, which kind of like spring and fall all year round.
Right.
But that's, to me, it's like right now, if I was to wear layers on a hot day like this, psychologically, I don't know if I could deal with it.
See, I have a question for you with that. I already, and this is going to sound probably nuts, but I can already kind of feel mentally that fall. Like I'm like about 65% in the fall mood. It's just a smell.
Okay.
Kind of just the way, you know, like even just the breeze, it's a cooler breeze. I can just tell it's coming.
I think we have technique number 2 then. So I think layering is number 1. Number 2, is there almost like a psychological convincing that we have moved into fall and therefore I'm going to pick certain clothes?
Yeah, like when I packed to come here, I mean, it was low 80s in Michigan. It was 91 when I pulled into David's driveway yesterday, but I have 2 pairs of shorts and probably 10 pairs of pants.
Yeah.
It's just, and I don't think the shorts will actually see the light of day. It'll be something I'll wear when we're lounging around the house, but...
Even brunch on Sunday, you're not going to wear shorts?
Probably not.
I might wear shorts on Sunday.
Maybe just because I'll be in the car for 9 hours after.
Degrees.
Just maybe for the car ride.
Okay.
But no, it's just, it is a psychological thing, and it's not an August thing. I mean, August in Michigan for me is the hottest month of the year.
Right.
But there's something that if there's a day or two that are just lower than expected, it kind of really gets me mentally, and then next thing you know, it's full steam ahead to fall. Even if we got another 3 weeks of 90 degrees, it's just, there's no turning back for me.
And for me, I think, although I love fall and I love jacket weather, I'm so reticent to come out of some of the summer months because of polos like this that I almost put the brakes on. So maybe I'm not there. But it does sort of connect to the third technique that I have. And I'm really curious. I'm prepared this and I'm curious to see if you do it and if you do it. I actually have a physical transition of my closet. So my closet in my bedroom, when I go from like winter to spring and then especially spring to summer, I clear out all my heavy sweaters, all the deep cardigans, all the thick stuff. I maybe keep 1 or 2, you know, little end peel, thin one-ply
like a little
cashmere
jacket.
In case it needs it. But outside of that, it all becomes suddenly polos and chinos and things like that. So in my closet, if you would go to my bedroom closet, and he will.
Here we go.
I honestly, you thought we were going to have a field trip.
The people would love it.
You'll see like summer wardrobe. I put my winter wardrobe away. Could I fit it all together? Yeah, but I like to be able to see things. And then there's that psychological thing of walking into my closet and seeing summertime. But what's your bedroom closet? Do you have transition stuff in there?
Yes, 100%. So for me, all the golf shirts, once fall hits, because they take up, I'd say like a good 2.5 feet worth of width.
Just golf
closet.
shirts?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Does that include polos like this you would consider?
So not like a Sunspel.
Wow,
or
so
like
just
a Nike,
golf
Adidas. Yeah, I mean it's a different material, you know, and it's.
He's a golf player, by the way.
So I golf a lot. So those will leave.
Okay.
I actually fold my shorts and put them in drawers. So depending, and my jeans and, you know, dress pants and stuff, they kind of fold and hang from hangers.
Yeah.
So
nice.
That the pants aspect, pants shorts won't change. The shorts are already kind of in their own spot. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of like kind of like graphic T-shirts.
Yeah.
Those will be gone,
but when we go full
the golf
fall,
shirts, for sure.
When we go full, like let's say it's September 15th and it's chill, that Halloween chill starting to like weave through.
Love it.
Me too. Will your closet change at all? Will you like, oh, I'm never gonna wear this summer shirt or these summer pants and
It will go from like when I go into work, I will wear a polo or a golf shirt, not a very loud golf shirt, but it is a kind of a style of golf shirt and like dress pants. All of that will go, and then the long sleeve dress shirts will kind of more towards the front.
I love it.
Basically, you can easily eliminate pretty much every short sleeve shirt in my closet, unless it's like a Sunspel or an NPO.
Keep a few in there in case you need to go on vacation at the last moment.
Yeah.
Or layering underneath.
Yeah, layering. I like to, even with this, I've worn that Dr. No Toweling maroon under here. I'll put a Sunspel under here.
Yeah, why not? Shake it up.
Yeah, Sunspel's perfect to layer too. Everybody if you've ever seen anything me, you know I love the
Sunspel. I actually wear all year round. Old Bar Brown, I gravitate a little bit more to the warmer weather.
Yes.
Now, speaking of Sunspel and Old Bar Brown and all this stuff, I've got a technique. And this is one of these things this is like one of the only guys in the world I could talk to about this, but it's getting a little more complicated. So I actually have a technique where during the don't touch me. Don't touch me.
No.
Oh, you were doing like it fondly? Like
come back.
Creepiness?
Yeah.
I have a technique in the summer, and yes, even in the spring, where my clothes are a little bit more fitted. They fit a little tighter to my skin. I'm showing, this is pretty deep V for a polo. So I'm showing a little bit more skin.
This is his favorite deep V.
It's my deep V, but it's, I'm showing a little bit more musculature, etc. When I transition like September, October into fall, suddenly, even if I was wearing a polo, I wear a slightly less fitted polo. My shirts aren't as fitted. They're a little bit, they're not slouchy, but they're tailored instead of slim cut. And then of course, when I start to layer, I'm not sitting there like shrink wrapped. So I do go through this fit transition.
Well, there's something about it too. The look of, tighter polos in the winter. Say he walks into a restaurant and he's wearing this exact outfit I have on, but he's got this polo underneath. Gets in there, say it's a little, it's 75 in the restaurant or somebody takes it off. Something about the really tight look in the fall or winter, it just doesn't, it just all of a sudden it's not, it's not kosher anymore.
I think a lot of it has to do with in the summer, you're so used to people, I hate to be like this, showing skin, muscles, things like that. And then in the fall, you're like, people start to get a little bit more covered up and stuff like that. And you're right, there is, and that's the other thing, there is, back to your mental thing of, there is sort of like a relaxed, I want to stop just short of slouchy, but just almost like when you throw this on, you're not thinking like, oh crap, I got to sit up straight because otherwise it's going to ripple the wrong way.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you have a summer shirt on like this, if I start to go like this, or if I'm like this, it looks like shite.
Yeah. That's, I tend to wear my stuff. I like, once again, the Sunspel because it's very forgiving in this area. I like beer quite a bit.
I like beer.
But it is true in the summer.
How many beers have you drank? 200? Probably.
Since I've been
300?
here, I've only
Probably.
had one.
500? Probably.
What's that from?
But no, Supreme Court.
You are right. If we were doing this interview right now, maybe sitting outside, or this video, and we were sitting outside and I had a Sunspel on, I think I would be very conscious of
a little more
sucking
erect.
it all in, and but with this, it is a mental, like, you're
just chill,
relax. And it's not like I have some terrible posture.
No,
there's just a underlying theme. It's a comfortability.
All right, so real life story that just happened less than 24 hours ago. Luke got a Sunspel polo from me in a dark forest green, and it's a size small, and he's not used to wearing a size small. But it fit perfectly. It looked great on you. But for the fall, even though that's a fall color and stuff like that,
too small.
You're going to want to think about it. Like, is it more fitted to a transition state of mind as opposed to like dead in the winter? I don't know.
And I don't ever wear baggy pants. Even my dress pants are very relatively tailored and tapered towards the bottom. But that Sunspel in particular is fitted like this shirt, where it's kind of like, it just wouldn't match. You know, if I was having like a beach day and I threw that on with like some linen shorts, perfect. But in the fall with like some jeans, wouldn't work.
So now we're going to talk about a Captain Obvious moment. So Captain Obvious, but I know Luke and I can wax poetic about this for a long time. We have to talk about the transition of summer to fall with material. Now, again, linen,
cashmere.
No, but is it cashmere and cotton? I think it's a blend.
Cashmere, and it is a blend.
Is it silk and cashmere?
Why do I want to say it's here?
It's right here. Right there. Hold on. Wait for it. It is 85% cotton and 15% cashmere. Still really good examples. So I feel like linen, Sea Island cotton, things like that are perfect during the summer. They're absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
I have seersucker pants on right now. That's pretty good.
You are a seersucker.
You're a seersucker. And you're obviously, this would be perfect in the fall. You've got jeans. You just wanted to hold your leg up. And you've got a nice cashmere blend. Why are you showing? Why? Well,
because the socks
going famously.
The socks and the shirt match so well. I'm very proud of it.
The socks are crazy. They're just
beautiful socks.
We have to talk about those later. That's a different video. What not to wear on your foot.
The Bond Experience, the foot edition.
You know, too many people would sign up for that, and that would be a little
very
concerning.
scary.
But we got to talk about fabric. So are there some fabrics in the summer, let's start with summer, that you would not wear? Would you not wear cashmere in the summer?
It depends. I mean, like you said, this is a blend. It breathes very well. I mean, even now it's nice and light.
Yeah.
But like I have the Bond edition cashmere polo from.
Thank you. I was hoping you would offer that. Yes.
I've worn that several times.
So we can, despite what people think, you can wear cashmere, which is wool, in the summer.
I mean, in the color, it's gray. It's not like it's black. It's not like attracting heat. You know, I mean, the color plays into it too.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about color, but with cashmere in particular, I've found that in some cases, my cashmere shirts actually wick away the moisture even better.
Yeah.
To me, nothing beats these Sebastians because of the lightness in the linen, and then the Riviera polo from Sunspel is unbelievable too.
Yeah.
Because it's got the lattice work. And so I think that what something is made of has a lot to do with it, which is why I wouldn't wear long sleeve cashmere in the summer.
Right. And I think, not to sound, this is maybe a little bougie, but End Peel is cashmere, period. Yeah. It's not like a Banana Republic who does all kinds of different materials. Right. So somebody like Cashmere, not to knock on Banana Republic, I have a lot of Banana Republic, but I feel like they may sit down and say, okay, we can't not sell clothes in the summer. How do we make a cashmere item that can be worn in the summer? And they've done that.
Now, would you
for men and women?
Would you wear linen in the fall and winter?
I have. I have a linen suit I've worn in the fall.
Yeah.
Banana Republic. But
it wouldn't be your go-to?
No, like we've got a wedding in 3 weeks. September is considered fall. I'll be wearing like a blue, it's not wool, it's just like a, whatever. What material would that be? I think it might just be a cotton.
A linen?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's cotton.
Yeah, it's okay. Like I won't wear the linen. You know, it's not my, like I have a linen suit.
Got it.
I modeled it off that Matera photo call.
Oh, right.
That I will not wear in September. No. It's just not the vibe.
I'm also reticent to wear linen. Like I wouldn't wear a linen polo in the fall and winter because, again, if you're layering and suddenly you go someplace and you take it off, there's still sometimes a chill in the air.
Yeah,
and it's the fluctuation of temperatures. Linen's not great. It's great when it's super hot.
Well, there's a draping thing too. It's a fit thing. Linen just screams like
there is
comfortability, beachy. Like it's just not
basic beachy.
Yeah, basic beach.
Can't believe you said that out loud. Got to edit that now.
But no, it is true. I mean, when I think linen, I think summer or traveling, or it's not like a mid-December going out for Italian dinner. I'm going to wear a linen shirt. It's just not. It just just the fit and everything. It's like a loose, comfortable.
Right.
I need air hitting me to keep me cool. It's not. That's not what the point is.
All right, you brought up an aspect that we've got to cover. It's one of the last ones we're going to cover, but it's an important one, and that is color. Yes. And I will tell you that I do sort of have rules of engagement with color in this transition of summer to fall and yes to winter, and that is I do not wear black in the summer, and I generally don't wear black in the spring. I don't, and it's not even like I go, oh my gosh, I have a hard rule, no Johnny Cash in the summer. It's more of like I like the lighter colors, but I will wear like a dark navy. I'll wear like a midnight blue in the summer all day long. Yeah, like my pants and also tops. But for some reason, I think black, although it looks very cosmopolitan, it's too severe for those temperatures. How do you roll?
I agree. It's just in the summer, if you're wearing all black, it's just kind of a dreary. It just like, it's one of those things that I think people can kind of relate it to your mood. Even if you're in a great mood, it's kind of just like, why is he in all black? What's he upset about? Even though you're not. It's just, I mean, something like, I mean, you had on kind of like a coral, would you say like a salmon color?
Yeah, salmon color pants before,
You can't wear that in the winter.
No.
So why would you wear something you can wear in the winter, in the summer, when there's things you absolutely cannot wear in the winter?
So let's test that, because you and I have done a few videos, I think, on your channel around wearing winter white. And the whole idea
took the words out of my mouth.
I mean, I love wearing a good winter white top to throw everybody off, pair it with some jeans or dark colors, and all of a sudden people are like, whoa, is that Labor Day, Memorial Day, you're before, you're after? And it's like, Europeans know this already. Europeans don't follow these weird rules of before or after Labor Day.
No. You and I have made an entire video on post Labor Day winter white. And for starters, I get very tan in the summer, but I can get pretty pale in the winter. Wearing like a nice light gray winter white crisp helps with that.
It brings out the color.
Yeah, it's difficult to be wearing dark navy or dark black when my face looks like the color of the shirt. I'm sorry. It's just when you're not. It is something that I think I might have to start fake tanning, because the tan, losing the tan in the winter does bug me.
Well, don't tell people that.
I don't care. I mean, they're going to be like, "What's this guy live in Tahiti?"
Just wash your palms. Or you're going to go to a place that sprays you.
No, I don't think I would do the spray thing. I do the fake bed. But no, I mean, we did a whole video on winter white.
We did,
and it
was popular because people want. It's not that they want permission. It feels natural to wear white in the winter, but for some reason they're going after old, like great-great-grandpa laws. The reason why people didn't wear white in the winter was because they would go back to cities away from their summer homes, and industrial, like soot and things like that, would get all over, so they wore black clothing. We are not in the Industrial Revolution anymore. Those rules need to die.
It may seem like it when you're in this city.
Oh, when you're in the Midwest because of Detroit
because of my
General
truck.
Motors. General Motors is really, they've gotten very good about pollution, though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not creating it.
Well, I mean, Cadillac is going to be completely electric by 2032 or something. I mean, we are pioneers of the EV movement.
So my wife,
whether that's good or bad,
has a Tesla 3 Series. And then I have an Aston Martin, and they combat each other because I have like a combustion monster, and she's got like something that, Anyway, I don't want to digress because I got one more aspect to get your opinion on, because these are all great techniques. They're going to help everybody kind of think about as we roll into these different months as it gets colder. And it's a strange one, but follow me on this. Is there, I talked over you, so no one heard that, but
I talked over you, I think.
Is there a transition when you go from summer to fall in thinking about different bond moments that actually help to create your outfits, that motivate you?
So that brings me full circle to your first
like Thunderball.
point.
I think of Sean Connery Thunderball during the summer, but I think about Spectre during the fall.
Yes.
As far as like pushing me to the closet to what to wear.
This first of all, this is why David and I work so well together.
Oh.
Because when I think Spectre, I think Morocco in the fall. So you are looking at a man who is wearing chinos and a beautiful Tom Ford polo, but he is also wearing a suede jacket, and you see both sides. You see him walking towards l'Americain, in the jacket, but then once he's inside, the jacket is off. You can obviously do reverse in the fall, but it's the perfect example. The film is perfect example, period. Yes. So is Skyfall. Skyfall is very good for fall.
Skyfall's great for fall. I think Quantum has some moments, but Quantum also has some summer. It's winter to you.
Yeah.
Because of the cardigan?
The cardigan, and then even just like the end scene with the long peacoat.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I think Casino Royale is like tip-top summer.
Yes.
Sunspel.
But that's, okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Do you, and maybe you don't do this, or maybe you do, but when you walk to your closet and you're using Bond as an inspiration, do you kind of change it depending on here? Like, I may be going to the beach, I may be thinking like Thunderball again, to connect to that, whereas it's summer, it's the fall, I may be thinking, like you said, Skyfall.
Yep. Bond is an inspiration and a springboard to most of my outfits.
Okay.
100%.
And you'll change it depending on the environment that he was in.
Yes.
And kind of use that as a template.
He's in, 60 years of film. He's been in every climate, every season, and he's worn high-end things and more casual things in all of these climates. So it's pretty damn impossible to not find an outfit you're looking for every occasion and season. But to the first question you asked me about my kind of philosophy on Bond clothes, it all relates back to that too. It's kind of like I see him wearing X, and I think even if it's like a polo and jeans, maybe it's not the Sunspel, or maybe it's not, khaki chinos, but it's kind of like he wore this in this scene, this environment. I can get away with wearing something similar, whether it's a different color, different brand, different types of pants. So yeah, it's kind of why our channels exist.
It's true. All right. Well, I thought this would be an interesting topic to tackle. We've got all of these different techniques. First of all, we would like you to do something. I know your job's not over with. Down below in the comments, let us know your techniques. Stop pointing to my crotch. Of what you like to do to transition from one season to another. Specifically, let's start off with summer and fall, and then maybe in fall and winter we'll get together and we'll do one talking about those transitions. So, absolutely. Luke, thank you so much for being here.
Anytime.
It's always a pleasure. And in the meantime, this has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. I should get into shorts just to bother him. Nah, maybe not. We'll see you real soon. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.